100.9 presenta.
¿Qué tal amigos de Bit 100.9? Yo soy André y en este momento tenemos a uno de los personajes más importantes dentro de Bit 100.9, que aparte tenemos su radio Glasgow Underground aquí, Kevin McKay. Man, how are you today?
I'm very well, mate. Thank you for having me. How are you?
No, thanks to you for coming here. Really good. Actually, we have the best weather so far in the last weeks because it was been raining and right now it's kind of sunny.
Wonderful.
What about you? How is the weather over there?
It's good. I'm actually in Scotland, which is where I grew up, but I'm here on holiday, and the weather is not so great. I'm afraid it's raining, but this is kind of normal for Scotland.
Yeah, I can imagine. Now, these past few weeks, it has been amazing for Kevin McKay. New music in progress. The last festival is just giving all the energy and all the advices that you give on your social media. It's just so helpful. How do you feel about the last weekend?
How do I feel about what? Sorry?
About the last festivals and about this last tour that you
Yeah,
have
yeah. I
been
mean, I'm having a great time. I played a wonderful festival in London a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, it's just I love what I do. I get to put music out and I get to DJ. It's a fantastic job. So I feel very blessed.
That's so cool. Now, we have a question in reference of how do you get inspired to make your music?
I'm always looking for new things to inspire people to get people dancing on the dance floor. Really, the dance floors are always changing. There's always new generations of people coming through, and each of these new generations have always got like samples or songs or nostalgia moments that are going to be important to them and things that they think are important. So, I'm always testing out different ideas of tracks, of edits, of samples that are going to get people really hyped on the dance floor.
Nice. And no matter where you are, if you get with idea, you start working on that track.
Yeah, I mean, I take my laptop everywhere. So, I mean, I'm working on music every day or almost every day. So, yeah, it just really depends, what, you know, I'm always in the mood for creating. So, yeah, I try and do it every day.
Nice. Now, in the production, you have a lot of advices on how to create new music, on how to put yourself in the music. With this new AI era that it's just coming to the production part, how do you feel? You think it's something that is going to help the new producers? It's something that should stay away from the production zone?
I mean, I think the AI is going to be good at replicating what's already out there. And so there will maybe be a lot more cover songs with AI voices, but I think humans are going to very soon, very quickly get to the point where they recognize that this is just some kind of thing that they've heard so many times before. And so they're always going to be, humans are always looking for new things to inspire them. And so what AI can't do really is come up with something new and exciting and human. And so, yeah, there may be some artists um, who are not going to carry on being successful because they're not going to be interesting enough for people to listen to. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a challenge for the music industry, but I think it's a challenge that I'm up for. So, I hopefully it's not going to be bad.
Hopefully, it's going to be just a tool as the other plugins and everything just to help
Exactly.
the production.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly like that. Hopefully.
Now, I have a question. When you started your career as a DJ and producer, what was the first
Yeah.
piece of gear that you got for your studio?
Oh, the first keyboard I bought was a Roland keyboard called the JD 800. And yeah, I think it was just something that I was able to buy. I didn't really use it on that many songs. I was just learning how to kind of produce at the time, and I was just starting to build my own studio. And I was making music with a friend of mine, and he already had a studio, so we did most of the track creation in his studio. But yeah, if you want to know the very first piece of equipment, then it's that. Yeah, Roland
That
JD
one,
800.
the keyboard. Now, as all of your helpful advices that you give on your social media, which one do you think is the three most have gear on your studio if you're starting this career?
I mean, if you're starting it now, I think the number one thing you need is a computer. I mean, I use an Apple MacBook Pro, but really any kind of computer, you definitely need to have a computer. Then you need a digital audio workstation. So I use Ableton, but Logic is good, Cubase is good. You need one of these things. And then you
Mhm.
probably need one kind of synthesizer or one kind of plugin that you really go for a deep dive into and you really learn how to work that so you know everything about it and how it works. And my one of them is the Korg Monopoly. I use that on loads of tracks because I can make it sound, I don't know, hundreds of different ways because I've been using it for so long and I know it inside out. So yeah, I would those three things are the most important, I think.
Nice. Yeah, I think the one that we start learning from is the one that we stick with, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and they're all good. So I think you pick one and you really go, you learn it inside out. That's going to make you better than having, hundreds of things that you don't really know how to use.
That's right. Now, what do you look when you see a new producer? What do you think it's something that it's gonna be putting out the actual producer into the focus of everyone?
Yeah, I'm just looking for ideas. So I think the people that bring interesting that ideas that we can help them turn into big dance floor records, that's what I'm interested in. So no matter where these ideas are coming from, if they're sampling records, which I've never thought of sampling, but yet people are excited about hearing them, those are the kind of ideas that we want.
Nice. If you have to give an advice or something to improve the scene of the electronic music in right now, which one would be?
Oh, I don't know. There's a few things, people talk about phones a lot. So I think, more clubs with less phones is going to be a good thing. I
Yeah.
think there's in the UK anyway, a lot of clubs are closing down because people are putting on big events and things are costing too much money. So the big famous parties cost so much money that people aren't going out to nightclubs every week. And so I would just like it if things, you know, weren't so expensive and people could go to different things. Yeah, I think that's it. That's
That would
it.
be to be more affordable for people to go and just
Yeah, I
have
think
fun
that,
without recording
yeah,
everything.
yeah, definitely.
Now, what was your funniest moment in your last shows? Do you have any moment that comes to your mind?
The last great show that I did was a party in a big LGBTQ festival in London, and I had a set of dancers called Homo Parody that were dancing for me, and they're just incredible dancers, and seeing them dancing in front of me, sometimes doing the splits or whatever they were doing, that was like the best thing that I've seen at a show recently.
Wow, I couldn't do that. Definitely, just
Yeah,
pros can
exactly.
do that. Now, for Glasgow Underground, it's part of the Beat 100.9 FM family that we broadcast every single Sunday. What was the start idea of Glasgow Underground?
What was the starting idea? Why
Yeah.
did start it? So really, as a label where I could release my own music, that was it. Because when I started releasing music, I had a label before Glasgow Underground, and all it did was release my own music. And the company I was working with, distributor, they said, you're going to have to sign other artists, if you're going to keep your label interesting for people. So I
Mhm.
tried to get some of my friends who were artists to sign for that label. And they said, oh no, but the label already sounds like you. We don't want to join a label that just sounds like you. And so I said, okay, if I start a new label where the sound is completely open, will you sign to that label? And they're like, yeah, sure. So I started a new label. I called it Glasgow Underground, and that was it.
Nice. Just an opportunity for everyone to be able to sign the music and the new
Yeah.
ideas. Now,
Yeah.
if you have to do a track out of the deep house sound that it's your label right now and your sign, if you have to do something different, completely opposite, which one would you try?
Uh, I think the thing that I love the most that I don't really make that much is more like Ibiza style, chill out, like lounge, pool. So like down tempo, yeah, some down tempo style, like maybe Nightmares on Wax, like artists like that.
Okay,
Something more listening and electronic. I really love that. I really love listening to that, but I don't make enough a lot of it.
nice. I would love to hear that, believe me. Now, I'm gonna give you two options and you have to pick one.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay, a production featuring or a back-to-back set.
Production featuring
Okay, festival or club?
club every time.
Club. Latin America or Europe?
Oh, you know what? I love Latin America. I've only been to like a few countries, so I would love to explore some more.
More of Latin America. Thank you so much. Now, what's coming for this year and the rest of the year for Kevin McKay?
What's coming next? I have a collaboration coming with a Dutch artist called Burner. We've done a version of the Soul to Soul song, Back to Life. We've done like a sort of percussive tech house version, so I'm excited about that. And then I've got some original deep house music with a London artist DJ called Ama, and that's coming out at the beginning of October. And then the rest is just trying to continue, keep putting out big bangers on Glasgow Underground and, making music that DJs want to buy and play and keep dance floors happy.
We would love to hear that new music and for you to play here in Mexico. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I love that. I've got two young children, so I haven't done so much touring, but hopefully as they get older, I'll be coming over and coming to play someplace. I'd love to be in Mexico and playing.
We cross fingers for that to be able to happen.
Yeah.
Anything that you want to say to your Mexican fans?
Mexico is one of my top countries on Spotify, and I just want to thank everyone in the country for listening, the people that listen to my music. It's always, I look down those country lists and it's wonderful seeing Mexico so high up there. And yeah, thank you to everyone for listening.
No, thanks to you. Thank you so much for taking the time. Así que ya
No
escucharon
problem,
a
man.
Kevin
Thanks for having
McKay.
you.
No, aquí te esperamos. Here we wait for you whenever you want to come with a bottle of tequila.
Superb. Yeah, I love tequila too, so that's excellent.
Perfect. So, thank you so much.
Cheers, man. All right.
Beat 100.9 presenta